Okay, welcome English Studies followers. Today's lesson is about parts of speech. Part of speech. A word in English can be one of those parts of speech. We have 9 parts. So, a word in English can be a noun. It can be a pronoun, an adjective, a verb, an adverb, preposition, conjunction, an article, or an interjection. The most important or most difficult ones are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The 6 first parts of speech. So, what is a noun? A noun can be proper or common. Proper nouns, for example, Mr. Jack, Mohammed. Those are proper nouns. Common nouns are words or expressions that express objects or things that we know. Also, for example, a table, a pen, a book, a table, a nap, etc. Nouns can be countable or uncountable. Countable nouns, for example, a book. Uncountable, water or milk. Okay, we'll explain more about countable and uncountable nouns in another video. Nouns can be concrete or abstract. Concrete or abstract. Concrete nouns, for example, weather, milk, book, table are concrete nouns. For example, a pen. Abstracts are information. For example, information is a noun. It's an abstract noun. We can't touch. Pronouns. Pronouns are a noun substitute or a noun antecedent. So pronouns are noun substitute. We substitute something to a noun. It becomes before, or it's an antecedent, noun antecedent. Okay, so for pronouns, it may be object or subject. Like nouns. It can be demonstrative. It can be possessive. It can be relative. Relative. It can be reflexive. For example, for objects as a pronoun, we have the expressions my, his, or him. Subjects, I have I, he, she, it are subjects, are pronouns that we use as subjects. Demonstrative, for example, this. When we say this book, this lesson, so I demonstrate where it is the noun. Demonstrative بالعربية هي اسمها الإشارة. That, those, for example, etc. Can be possessive. I have something that I have. My name. Possessive. his book, for example. So demonstrative pronoun, possessive pronoun, relative pronouns like who, where, that, whose, etc. Reflexive pronouns like myself and itself are reflexive pronouns. Quantifiers can be also pronouns, quantifiers, like some, any, both. So we use them before nouns. For example, table, some, water. Do you have any book? Both pen and information are nouns. Okay, so those are pronouns. The third are adjectives. Adjectives are so what's the role of adjectives? They modify a noun before they came before nouns, and sometimes we have adjectives after nouns. So adjectives are or modify nouns. For example, we said a table. To modify a table, which table? The green table. For example, in Ernest Hemingway's story Cat in the Rain, there was a green table. The cat was hiding herself under a table. Okay, so adjectives can be predicate or post positive. Predicate, we have the subject, the noun here. Before the noun, we have the adjective. For example, a big house. So house is a noun. Big is an adjective. We describe how is the house. The house is big. So big is a predicate adjective. Post positive, we have a noun and the adjective become after the noun. It's post positive. For example, I'm going somewhere nice. Somewhere nice. So nice is an adjective. It comes after the noun. It's post positive. The fourth category are verbs. Verbs are actions. Words that express actions in sentences are verbs. Verbs are the easiest parts of speech to study. But we have kinds of verbs. Verbs can be transitive. Okay, come back. Verbs are, we have to be, for example, auxiliaries. We have modals. We have irregular verbs and irregular verbs. Irregular from the list. We have all that famous list. So transitive are verbs that need to have an object. For example, I ate what? I ate an apple. So an apple is an object. This is the object. To eat something, to eat is a transitive verb. Intransitive. Intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs are verbs that don't need an object. For example, I cried. The verb to cry. I don't need to have something. I cried what? No, I cried. The meaning is clear. Some verbs are transitive and intransitive at the same time, and there are some verbs, transitive verbs, that are ditransitive. it needs 2 or 3 objects. There are complex transitive verbs. So نكتفي transitive and intransitive for the moment. Let's see the adverbs. Adverbs are words that modify verbs.